Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different.
Yeah, a little bit.
Usually our sources are, they're packed with data sets, complex models, geopolitical stuff.
Right.
But this time, our single piece of source material is, well, it's both ancient and, I think, profoundly relevant. It's a set of philosophical verses from Arabic.
That's right. And this isn't a research paper.
Hmm.
Think of it more like a condensed treasury of wisdom. Timeless stuff about human nature, nobility, and, how fate works.
It's amazing.
These verses, they just offer such a powerful lens to look at where genuine worth actually comes from. It's
Yes,
all about
Dave.
stripping away the superficial.
It really is. It's astonishing how much insight you can get from just a few lines of poetry. It feels like a
Oh.
scathing critique of superficiality.
And a blueprint, too,
Blueprint for what?
for building internal resilience. So our mission today is to unpack these foundational metaphors. You have the lions and the dogs, the silk and the pearls.
And pull out the core insights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Extract those fundamental, almost actionable insights. I mean, if you're trying to be well-informed, it's not just about what is happening. It's also about who you are as you navigate it all.
That's a great point. We're going deep into that contrast between, how things look on the outside versus what's real on the inside. So if you've ever felt the sting of some trivial criticism or just wondered what truly defines a person's inner strength, this dive is for you.
The core question is really this.
What is true nobility, and why are all those superficial attacks completely, totally irrelevant to it?
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with maybe the most powerful comparison in the whole text, the lion and the dog.
A classic.
The verses kick off with this moment of stoic acceptance. It cautions us, do not regret the betrayal of time, and then it hits you with the central truth.
Lions remain lions, dogs remain dogs.
It's so blunt.
It immediately sets the framework, doesn't it? It says that your innate character, your quality, it's immutable. What you are goes beyond your circumstances.
And the poem then immediately addresses the noise.
Oh, the noise, yes.
Yeah.
The poet talks about the words, or as they say, naba ala kalam,
Which means
the barking of words.
the barking of words. I love that. So the text is saying all this noise is just futile.
Completely.
Yeah.
The barking can't make the dogs superior to their masters, the lions. It's this clear assertion that a base character can never diminish nobility just by being loud.
The noise doesn't matter.
In fact, what's so crucial here is realizing that the noise itself is the hallmark of the base. The constant, trivial attacks that chatter from people who lack substance. The poem just dismisses it as barking.
That's a profound sociological observation right there.
It is. The louder the noise, often the less substance is behind it. The attack just confirms the attacker's own low nature. The noble is untouched.
But hold on, let me push back on that for a second. In our modern world, doesn't noise often equal power? I mean, if a dog barks loud enough on some platform, they can absolutely damage a lion's reputation or even their career. Is the poem just telling us to ignore all of that?
It's a great question. And the verses provide an internal defense, not an external one. They define the lion's strength by what it lacks.
What do you mean?
The text gives us this critical detail about the lion's resilience. And it's clearly metaphorical, not biological. It says, lions do not perish from hunger, poverty, or illness.
Ah, okay. So that reframes the whole idea of what strength is.
Completely.
It's not about being rich or physically unbeatable. It's an internal state.
Precisely. It's a powerful metaphor for spiritual and moral fortitude. The truly noble character, the lion, has this inner core that's immune to external hardship.
So you can take away their comfort.
You can take it all away, subject them to periods of hunger or illness, but their core character, their nobility, it stays intact. The world's temporary problems just can't break something that's defined by its essence.
So if you build your foundation on character, then all that external noise and all those temporary setbacks, they're just like bad weather you have to wait out.
Yes, exactly. And the text doubles down on this. It notes the reciprocal nature of baseness. Filthy words and barking are loved by dogs. The low-minded are naturally drawn to what's low, what's noisy, what's trivial. They reinforce their own little moral ecosystem.
They're attracted to the same kind of junk they produce.
You got it.
Okay, so if we take that idea of inner wealth, it actually helps us understand the next part of the source, about material appearances.
Yes, the transition is seamless.
The text moves from the animal kingdom to a very human contrast. It brings up material wealth. The verses say, the ignorant may sleep on silk.
And silk is the ultimate symbol of surface comfort, right? Luxury.
Of course.
So the ignorant person might have the softest, most expensive life, But that pleasure is, well, it's just skin deep, it's fleeting, external. The philosopher then contrasts this with the man of knowledge.
The person of true worth. And their comfort is defined completely differently. Their bed is described as a paradise in his heart given by God.
See, that establishes that real worth is internal, it's spiritual, divine. It goes way beyond the quality of your belongings. The value isn't in the thread count of your sheets.
It's in the peace inside you.
A peace that's stable because it comes from knowledge and moral clarity, not from the stock market or your bank account.
But I mean, there is a fundamental comfort in silk, isn't there? Are these verses saying material comfort is a bad thing or just secondary?
Oh, it's definitely secondary. The point isn't that being wealthy is a sin.
Right.
It's that relying on it for your fundamental peace or defining yourself by it is a huge mistake. That inner paradise, that's the real portable wealth that no recession can ever take away from you.
And this idea of internal wealth is connected back to nature, to the sea. This is where it really started to click for me.
The imagery is incredible.
The source gives us this tragic but perfect analogy. It says that on the surface of the sea, carcasses float.
But then it tells you to look deeper. At the same time, it says that pearls settle in the deepest bottom.
The visualization is just so effective. You see the surface so easily, right? The floating junk, the decaying stuff, the things that get attention because they're buoyant.
And that is the absolute key takeaway for you, the listener. Superficial, worthless things. The carcasses, the ignorance, the loud, empty barking. They're easy to see. They float to the top without any effort.
They're the viral content of the moral world.
That's a perfect way to put it. Whereas true, deep value, the pearls, the wisdom, the solid character, that stuff is quiet.
And it takes work.
It takes personal effort to cultivate. And it sits there below all the turbulence, immune to the chaos on the surface. It's a powerful argument for seeking depth over just getting noticed.
So if you're doing a deep dive like this, you are actively choosing to hunt for the pearl.
Instead of just drifting by the floating carcass, that very decision defines your internal economy.
Okay, so we've established that true value is internal and it requires depth. Now the source shifts its focus to the nature of time itself, to Dar.
Right, and it emphasizes this inevitability of duality. The wise person has to accept the fundamental rhythm of life.
And we should probably explain Dar a little.
Yeah, good point. In Arabic philosophy and poetry, Dar isn't just time on a clock. It's bigger. It's fate, circumstance, the unavoidable ups and downs of the world.
And this section is a necessary dose of realism. It's not about wishing for a perpetually easy life.
No, not at all. It explicitly says that Dar is experienced as 2 days. One day is safety, and the other
is a danger.
Exactly. And life itself is described as having 2 states. One is pure, and the other is troubled.
So the philosopher is saying that stability and trouble, they're just intertwined. They're 2 sides of the same coin. You can't have one without the other.
That's it. So the goal isn't this naive chase for permanent safety.
It's about developing the fortitude to handle the day of danger when it shows up. Because it will show up.
Exactly. This just reinforces the need for that lion's internal strength. If you know for a fact that trouble is coming, you can't afford to have your self-worth tied to external things.
Like wealth or comfort.
The wise person knows both days are on the calendar. So they prepare their internal resources to get through the troubled times without, compromising their character. It's not pessimism, it's practical realism.
That acceptance of duality feels foundational to the whole philosophy. It explains why the lion's spirit can't be broken by hardship.
Because that hardship is just one of the 2 inevitable days.
And if we apply that idea to prominence, to being well known, we get to this amazing cosmic imagery.
Ah, the final lesson on the cost of greatness, yes.
The text reminds us that the stars are countless in the sky.
But only the greatest ones face the greatest challenges. The source makes this striking observation. Only the sun and the moon are eclipsed.
That's so powerful. All those countless minor stars, they just pass by unnoticed.
They're too insignificant, too far from the center of power and light to ever be obscured on a grand scale. The eclipse, that great challenge, that temporary darkness that's reserved for the sun and the moon.
The sources of light.
The figures of immense significance.
Yeah. That just flips the script on how we think about success. We chase prominence, but the source is saying, if you achieve real significance, if you become a sun or a moon,
you should expect the eclipse.
Challenge is the price of being great.
And it connects right back to the lion. Being a lion means you're set apart. You are going to face troubles that The countless stars, the trivial masses, they just get to avoid because they're anonymous. It's about the burden that comes with true stature.
And this heavy idea of responsibility leads us right to the final and maybe the most challenging part of the text.
The critique of humanity itself.
We have this habit of blaming our circumstances, blaming fate for our problems.
And the source just refuses to let us off the hook. It cuts right through that excuse with this incredible indictment. It asserts, we blame our time, and there is no fault in time.
Save for the children of men who resemble dogs.
Wow.
Yeah. The philosophical position is unyielding. Time, Dar, is impartial. It's just a stage. The real source of corruption and trouble isn't circumstance or fate.
It's flawed human character. It's those who willingly choose the dog's path of noise and baseness.
And the critique gets even more specific. The final judgment is just searing.
It is. The philosopher makes this crucial distinction between natural baseness and willful moral corruption.
They end with a line that feels almost unforgiving toward mankind. It says, "Forgiveness for the dog that was created a dog."
And no excuse for the children of men who are more misguided than dogs.
That's just devastating.
It's the philosopher's final judgment. The dog's nature is forgivable because it's innate. A dog is just being a dog. But humans,
We have choice.
we have the capacity for reflection, for choice, for that spiritual wealth of the pearl. And when we willingly choose a path of noise and corruption, it makes us fundamentally worse than the creatures we're compared to. It's a powerful last reminder. Human character, not fate, is the source of the world's moral failures.
So as we wrap up this really profound deep dive, let's just quickly solidify the 3 core pillars of wisdom we've extracted for you today.
Okay, first, remember the lion. Your inner character, your nobility, your resolve, it's immune to superficial attacks, to the barking. Your essence isn't negotiable.
Second, remember the C, true value. The pearls, knowledge, spiritual wealth, it's deep. It takes effort. You have to actively choose to look for what settles below the surface and not get distracted by the carcasses and silk floating on top.
And finally, remember that the ultimate moral responsibility is on us. The eclipse, the challenge, that only falls on the great. But moral decay, that's self-inflicted. Time and fate are neutral. We are the actors.
So given that stark contrast the text draws between the lion's unshakable resilience and our human tendency to blame everything else, we want to leave you with a final provocative thought.
If you accept that your life will have days of safety and days of danger, what concrete aspects of your internal resilience are you prioritizing right now?
Are you investing in fleeting comfort and surface visibility, the things that float?
Or are you digging deep, with effort and moral clarity, to secure the pearls that settle below the inevitable turbulence? Reflect on which category your actions fall into, because this wisdom suggests that real, enduring strength is only ever found at depth.
Thank you for joining us for the deep dive.